Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. This is episode 5, and we are in Faron Woods. Last time we left off, we just worked through sealed grounds. It was a very short episode, I know, so this one's going to be a little bit longer. Took me a little bit longer than I expected to get through Faron Woods, but we'll work through it together. So this is just the beginning cutscene. I kind of left it in on our last episode, but you can watch it, skip through it, whatever. I'm not going to say anything too important, but really, it's pretty straightforward. Here in Faron Woods, we don't have our bugs net yet, but there's a few bugs. You're going to meet a couple new enemies. And we're gonna find some goddess cubes. So, in terms of enemies, I believe this is the first area you meet the Bokoblin leader, which is basically exactly the same as the Bokoblin. It just has a hat on or a bandana, sometimes both. Actually, I don't think they ever wear both, but anyways. And of course, you obviously run into Octorok, the grass kind at least. So first off, I'm just using the dowsing feature here to locate Zelda. I think I was trying to get my Wiimote working there too. Obviously you want to save. If you die, don't want to lose everything. That's kind of annoying. Rope is pretty easy to use. Obviously I have a bit of a hard time with it. If you lose momentum, just swing your Wiimote, build up momentum, can work through it. Believe in it. Go through here. These are the most annoying kind of gate. Like I never seem to slash low enough. And here is the first time we meet a Kikwis. I think that's what they're called. A little plant that's alive. A plant on its back. So we work through. We kill these Bokoblins. Save the Kikwis. Talk to us. Considers us a friend now. Don't really want to be a friend with a little fat penguin. But we find out that the Kikwis is on our dowsing meter instead of Zelda, which is quite odd. But we find out exactly why, because it seems to do a good job at mimicking dowsing readings. I don't know. Pi's gonna explain it to us a little later on, but it's pretty annoying. He runs off. We gotta go try and catch him. Here we have a slope. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with slopes, but you gotta run up them. So like I said, you gotta dash up here. That's the only way to get up, otherwise you're gonna slide down. You really don't need a running start like I did there. But this is gonna take you to an area with a lot of mushrooms, and you're gonna see another cutscene here where our Kikwis is at, and I think it's pretty obvious by now. We've got to chase him down. you can try to chase him. You're never gonna catch him. So just hit the mushroom that he's hiding behind. You're gonna have to do it twice. Once you do it twice, he's gonna end up right by a tree where you can then move on. Pretty simple. Of course, if you ever have trouble finding him, you can always use your dousing ability. Just remember, he's going to hide behind 2 mushrooms before he eventually ends up at this tree that we're at right now. Tells you about how he met Zelda. Zelda's actually with their leader, the biggest of the Kikwis, or the elder. So now that we know where this Kikwi is, we need to find the elder. But before we do that, right behind Link right now is a log that we're gonna have to push over. It's important to note that there's gonna be an amber relic underneath it, and you definitely want to pick that up, because when we leave, just before we hit the temple, when we leave Faron Woods and go back to the sky, we're gonna want to upgrade our shield at the scrap shop. And for that, we actually need 2 amber relics, which would really just show up under any logs that you roll over. 1 jelly blob and 1 monster claw. So the jelly blobs show up with the from any kind of squishy kind of enemies. So those are like choo-choos or dakubabas. Any of them. But throughout the game, you don't really need a lot of them. You only need about 8, so to get all of your upgrades. Just make sure you don't break your shield, otherwise you're gonna need more, obviously. And then monster claws, you get them from any kind of keys. So fire keys, regular keys, any kind of keys, they're gonna drop monster claws, which is another thing that we're gonna need to upgrade our shield. We're gonna need 1 monster claw. So pretty easy. And that upgrades our wooden shield to a banded shield. So here you saw my the first heart piece. Just went up, took a left, shows us where our first heart piece was. Pretty standard, balance across, really easy. And it's right when you basically enter this new area. So you're gonna turn left to do the heart piece. You're gonna go back to where you were, and then basically go right. And this is where we're gonna find our first Kikwi. Like I said, I played through this game already, so I've gone through this a little bit, but you're not supposed to find the Kikwi before you hit the Elder, but it doesn't really matter, because when you go hit the Elder, he's just gonna say, oh, you already found him, so it really doesn't matter. But I'm gonna show you here where you find the first Kikwi. And here we have our Octorok. To beat him, just shield bash the rock that he sends at you. And don't forget to cut as much grass as you can. I'm making the mistake throughout the game of not collecting a lot of rupees, so I find I can't buy things from shops that I should be buying on time, so I end up going to collect rupees, or I get my upgrades late. things like that. It's important to really collect all the rupees you can, because the way I'm playing through this game, I show you how to get your next wallet. So right now you can only carry 300 rupees, but we quickly move on and get our next 2 wallets, and that'll get you up to 1100 rupees, and that comes up pretty quickly. So I ran around here. I kind of got lost. No idea where I was going, but from there we need to go find the elder. Don't forget to push over this log. That was that amber relic that I was talking about. And really all you needed to do was just keep going straight from where I went up that ledge to get to the elder, and now I'm just really running around in circles. You want to be pushing over these logs as much as possible, because these are just shortcuts. Later on in the game, you're going to be returning to Faron Woods, so why not make it easier? Push over all the logs you do see. That way you don't spend time just running around a long way. See off in the distance there, that's the elder. He's in a pretty good hiding place. So, getting up these trees. Another thing to mention too is once you get your bugs net, you'll see birds, especially around Faron Woods. Is the best place to harvest bird feathers, and the blue one in particular is very rare. You're gonna need to get. You're gonna want to harvest all your birds here first before you move on. It's just easier. That way you don't have to return here later on. I showed you where the elder was hiding. I run around here for about 5 minutes trying to figure out how to get back over there. And don't worry about this goddess cube. There's an easier way to get it later on in the game, and while I'm playing through the game, I show you 100% how to beat this game. So I'll walk you through getting all the goddess cubes, all the heart pieces, all the other things you need, all the bugs, all the treasures, all the gratitude crystals. So from here we're gonna go to the elder. We want to get up on this ledge, but in order to do that, we just follow this path. It's really straightforward. Don't forget to push over this log here. Don't jump off. And just up here is another good place to harvest bird feathers. Here we come up to the Kikwis elder. He's gonna come by this vine. All I have to do is cut it. Cut the vine. Just gonna let it loose. Jump on the vine. Go on over. He's gonna be surprised that you actually found him, because his hiding place is definitely one of the best. You're looking for Zelda, and he explains that yeah, he did in fact see her, but doesn't want to tell you more about her until we find his other Kikwis. He's got 4 in total. We've found 2 already. The first one was running away from us, and the second one was by our heart container. Fi then tells you that she's added the Kikwis to your dowsing meter, so you can look around using dowsing. The same way you douse for Zelda, you can douse for Kikwis now. And throughout here, I'm gonna cut out some video here because I spent a long time looking for the other two, even though they're in really easy to find locations. So I'll just cut to where I actually find them, so you don't waste too much time here. So here I just cut to back at the start, and you can see there over on the right, that was where Elder was. And then we had that ledge with that Deku Baba, and there was a little gap in between the root and the wall there that I went through. And I followed basically this tree trunk all the way around to the left, and then there's this root coming out of the ground. And then we've got vines up here. You want to climb up onto these vines. Do not forget to grab that, sometimes you won't make it, have to redo it again. And this is where our second Kikwis is. In order to talk to him, you need to cut enough grass. So once you cut enough grass, he's going to have a speech bubble here above his head. And that'll allow you to talk to him. So just, there you go. So once you find this guy, the last one is a lot easier, or for some people it's the first one actually, and I don't know why it took me so long to find it, but it's actually right where you got right where you found the Elder. So once we're done talking to this Kikwis, we are going to move out, and I will show you. I'll cut to where we find our last one. So here you can see that we're back at the Elder, and there's a little hole right here in the tree trunk. You just climb through it, climb up these vines, and this is where you're gonna meet the Bokoblin leader. After I get across this vine. Now, I was having a lot of troubles with my Wiimote. I don't know if my batteries were dying or what, but my Motion Plus was not working very well. As you can tell, I was having a very hard time trying to get across this rope, which was quite frustrating actually. But after I spent 10 minutes trying to get across this rope here, you're gonna find our last Kikwis, and he's gonna be protected by the Bokoblin leader. And basically, what the leader is it's just the same as the Bokoblin, but he calls other Bokoblins. So it looks like there's just one, but he'll toot his horn, and then 3 or 4 other ones will appear out of nowhere. No idea where they come from, they just appear. I guess it is a game, so you can call it spawning, but here we are. I'm almost there. I'll make it 1 or 2 steps. Oh, there we go, finally. There he is, wearing his bandana. As you can see, 4 of these guys just appear out of nowhere. Make sure you kill the leader, so that he doesn't call any more Bokoblins. times where these guys just get really frustrating. So once you've killed them, the last Kikwis will let you know that it's there. It doesn't know how to get down, so what we need to do is just roll into the tree. It's gonna knock it out of the tree. And it's gonna bring down that vine for you too. And the vine is just a nice and easy way to get out of this place. Seeing as you can't go back where you came. So from here, Fi tells you that she can't detect anymore, which obviously means that you found them all. And seeing that you have found 4, that is all of them. So what you're gonna need to do is get on this vine, go back to the Elder, let him know you're all finished, and we're gonna head to the first temple. I don't know why you would need to roll this log off. I don't know why you would ever need to go back into that area, but you might as well do it. From here, we're gonna go back to the Elder, which I'm actually going the wrong way right now. And what you can see here, this is actually a shortcut to get to our second Kikwis. If you'll notice here on the left is the route that we came up. But I'm clearly lost, so be patient. We'll catch up. Go. We'll go around here, around this waterfall. And just so you know, I'm doing this so that you don't have to waste as much time as I did there. This whole area took me probably about 40-50 minutes, whereas you can probably get through this in about 20 minutes, even faster, which is definitely worth it. I mean, you don't want to be spending hours exploring all of this. I can understand if it was like a town and you wanted to talk to people, see what they had to say, but this is just boring part of the game. But it shows you where you need to go next. And he gives you a reward. And this is where you get your slingshot. So, I'm not sure how many of you guys play on Dolphin, but I was having a lot of trouble aiming. And as you can probably see here, what you're going to do first with the slingshot is you're going to knock down a vine. and he actually shows it to you. So it's really straightforward. But you can see here, if you're a dolphin user like me, my aim is incredibly off. And in order to fix that, you need to go and you can see here how even though I'm aiming at it, it goes way off. And it's just really frustrating. So I'd recommend figuring it out right away. And what you need to do is, in Dolphin, you go into your configuration settings. Under hacks, you have to uncheck or disable skip EFB access from CPU. Once that's unchecked, you're not going to get that problem anymore. And I wish I'd learned that sooner, because that was incredibly frustrating. Always moving through the temple, not having Deku Seeds, missing it constantly, it's just slowing you down. It's just annoying as hell. So hopefully I help someone avoid that. And here we are. This is the entrance into the next area, which is called the Deep Woods. So I think this is thanks again for watching, guys. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, please subscribe and like my video. We'll see you next episode.